Folks, it's Robbie Payne again. I'm here with an unboxing of the much anticipated Nexus 5. Just came in the mail today. I know there's a handful of people that have gotten a hold of theirs earlier. Packing your seat. Already got my name and stuff blacked out there. So I did open it to this point at least. And here we have it. So let's and packaged much like the Nexus 7. Just a quick note too, there's an IMEI on the side. I got mine with the activating it with Sprint in mind, and so it does have the CDMA bands on there. Everything looks good. I have read a little bit online about activating this guy on Sprint. Right now, being a little bit of a headache as far as the SIM cards go. I have the iPhone 5C currently, so I'm hoping that pulling the micro SIM or nano SIM or whatever size SIM it is out of the iPhone and getting it into a proper tray and getting it in the Nexus 5 will enable me to get that taken care of. But for those of you wanting to activate this one from Google Play on Sprint, from what I've heard, if you don't have a phone that has a removable SIM in it right now, you've got to get on with customer support over to a Sprint store, preferably a corporate store, and request a SIM. And they're supposedly not charging for that. I don't know if that's completely accurate or not. So we've got the Nexus 5. We're going to sit into the side for just a second. The tray. Feels like there's something in there. I don't know, maybe not. No, it's just padded. Under the flap here, we've got some manuals, SIM tool, which is nice. It's better than using a paper clip or any other thing. It's nice to actually have one. Just some basic, hey, here where the buttons, where the NFC is located, warranty, and guide here. Obviously, this is a $350 handset, so not expecting any goodies in the box here. And not to disappoint, we have a basic LG power block and USB cable, just out of curiosity. A lot of times on cheaper devices, I tend to find that USB cables are short. It's been the case with the last couple of Nexus 7s, just insanely short cables. I don't feel like it needs to be 10 foot long or anything, but it's got some nice width to it, or some nice length to it. Probably 4 foot, I think. So that's nice, because it's really annoying when you have to reach just to get the thing on your bedside table. That's a bit annoying. Those of you who own a Nexus 7 will know exactly what I'm talking about. So we're gonna move all that stuff out of the way and bring this guy into center frame. And I'm not gonna do too much on it because I know I've got to go through some processes I'm not really familiar with on Sprint as far as activating this thing. And so hopefully we got some power. We're gonna power him up here in just a second. But I'll say, wow, really light. Just, yeah, really, really light. Device feels good in the hand. And the screen looks like it's going to be a really good size. I like the Galaxy S4, that 5-inch screen size. Seemed to be kind of a perfect mix of portability and usability. So browsing on it was really nice, while at the same time fitting in your pocket easily. We'll go ahead and peel the front piece off here, if I can get a hold of it. And this thing's been leaked a million times, so most of you have seen it, know what's going on. But we got the earpiece, front-facing camera, and some sensors in there. Ceramic buttons, if you've read about those, it's hard to really tell that they feel any different. But you know, sturdy, good and clicky, nice and raised, easy to find. Your power button over here, same ceramic. SIM card slot and microphone, headphone jack on the top. Then you've got your micro USB and with 2 speakers. And from what I've read online, One of these is actually just the mic. They did this just to kind of give it some symmetry, but it's basically one's a mic, one's a speaker. So it's a mono speaker. But really, we're kidding ourselves if we think stereo speakers on a handset really make that much difference. Around the back, looks like we've got something over the camera here. Yeah, itty bitty plastic piece. And then some activation information. So it'll be interesting. That's just the IMEI. I'm assuming, I guess once you get powered on, you can find that stuff on the settings. But you know, activating this phone, once you take that off there, and if for some reason you can't get the phone to turn on, you would definitely need your box or something like that. The camera lens is protruding a little bit. And for me, I keep phones in a case pretty much extensively because I like to resell them, and so I don't like to get them scratched at all. I don't like the way cases feel, but I do enjoy being able to sell a mint condition phone. So that won't be a big bother to me. But for those of you who don't keep a case on, I don't know if you can really see that, and in the renders you can kind of see it. I'll get up close if the phone will focus for me. I don't think it's going to. But yeah, it's slightly raised, just ever so slightly, and I don't think, yeah, the curve of the phone isn't going to take care of that. So it is going to you'll probably get some scratches along the bottom side there, more than likely, if you don't have a case on it and you set it on its back frequently. So let's attempt to power up here and see what happens. And we do have some juice, which is nice. Now, one thing I wanted to check with this, the Nexus 4 that I did own, while it had a beautiful screen front on, you could tilt to the top and to the bottom and it was fine, and to the left and to the right and it was always fine. But for some reason, it really washed out on the diagonal, kind of on the 45. And so I'm trying to see, it's hard to tell in this image if that's the case. It seems there's a little bit of that going on. Yeah, a little bit of polarization. Probably impossible to see on the camera. But when you hold the phone left and right, again, doesn't really seem to do anything. Up and down doesn't seem to do anything. But on that 45, the black turns really light. And that's just kind of an unfortunate thing. I think that could possibly be an LG screen thing, because I want to say I saw that on the Optimus G as well. And while it's a little unfortunate, the truth is it's really not that big of a deal. It didn't really bother me that much with the Nexus. And it's not as bad when it's not just straight black on the screen. But, you know, viewing angles aren't as quite amazing as, say, an AMOLED screen. Like I said, straight from the left and right, it's fine. Straight up and down, it's fine. But you get it on that 45-degree angle and tilt it back, and you really notice some polarization, which is really strange. I'm not really sure why that is. So yeah, this is probably where I'm going to have to halt and take a break. Okay guys, I'm back after a quick setup. Well, not quite so quick. Turns out the Nano SIM that was in the iPhone 5C was not compatible. So I was on a chat for about 30 minutes with Sprint and attempted to get it activated. Didn't have any problem with the MEID stuff, but the Nano SIM was giving it issue. So called up the local Best Buy. They have them. Were able to sell a SIM card to me, and actually they went ahead and activated it while I was there. So you can see now down here we've got Sprint service. I was able to download some stuff on LTE, so it's all up and running, good to go. I did want to throw that on there at the end. For those of you who are Sprint users and are buying this and wanting to activate it, you're either going to have to get a Sprint card or a SIM card from Sprint directly, but Best Buy has them. She had a whole stack of them, and they're supposed to go with SIM devices with Sprint, but they were actually able to sell them and ring them up and sell it to me. And so hopefully that will be a tip for you if you are trying to get this on Sprint. And one other thing I did notice that I'm a little upset about so far with it, just in the drive over to Best Buy and back, I had a song downloaded from Spotify, and the comparison audio as far as from the output from the headphone jack is probably half the volume of what's coming out of an iPhone. And iPhones are cranked up a little bit. They're a little bit louder than pretty much any other device I've had, but this is probably down on that Nexus 4 level of having a really low headphone audio output. So hopefully that's something Google addresses very soon. I know once some custom ROMs and custom kernels come out, that those are easy adjusts for those who are tech savvy. But for those who aren't, that's kind of a shame, because it is really easily discernible that it's very low volume coming out of the headset. So hopefully that is something Google addresses soon. But other than that, everything else thus far, just in the couple hours I've had my hands on it, the device feels great. It really does. The low light camera performance seems really good, and we'll go over some more of those things in the full review later. Till then, thanks.